Welcome into another episode of Bear Trax. I'm your tour guide, Charlie Walter. We're into the second half of the Smoky season, which means the first half will need to be recapped. We also get a free lesson from our favorite park ranger. The Rally Ranger joins the show, as does Dylan Maples, who sits down with Mick Gillispie. That and much more coming up right now. Welcome to Smoky Stadium, where the Chicago Cubs stars of tomorrow are born. This stadium, past heroes, are baseball's present champions. In this house, when your name is called, you step up.
Schwarber with an RBI hit. He looks up, so long. Chris Bryant, just like Javier Baez a year ago. A home run in his first Double-A at bat.
Swing, fly ball, deep left field. This one's got a chance if it's fair. Way back there, so long. Ball game over. Smokies win. What do you say?
This house is witness to historic performances.
Jokic no hits the Suns tonight.
In the outfield.
Oh my, what a grab.
And on the base pass. In this stadium, we play until the final out.
Swing, there's a line drive, base hit, and the Smokies score 8 times, and they stun the Braves. They were down 7-0 going into the bottom of the ninth.
This is America's friendliest ballpark. For the next 30 minutes, we're giving you the best seat in the house. Bear Trax starts right now as we bring you inside Tennessee Smokies baseball. We're into the second half of the Smokies season. Before we flip the page on the Smokies first half, let's take a look back and show you what a memorable half it was. If you're out of the loop and didn't catch any of Smokies baseball, here is everything you need to know in our fastest first half. Start the clock. It's been a historical season for the Smokies, and it started early. 7 games into the season, the Smokies scored 8 times in the bottom of the 9th inning to stun the Braves. It was the biggest comeback in Smokies Stadium history. April had some incredible achievements, like the Smokies pitching 34 consecutive innings of shutout baseball, which included 3 straight shutouts of the Birmingham Barons. Jason Vossler hit 3 home runs in a game against Chattanooga, a feat that hadn't been done in nearly a decade. And Charcer Burks was awarded a Gold Glove for his outstanding defensive play last year with Myrtle Beach. Bring on May! The Smokies had the largest crowd in stadium history for Star Wars Night, as 7,958 fans packed the ballpark. Ian Rice would be the first Smoky this season to earn Player of the Week honors, and Tennessee would finish the month all alone in first place. Next up is June. Charcer Burks would record a 5-hit game. He's the first Smoky to do that since Albert Almora Jr. WWE sensation AJ Styles made a visit to the ballpark, and that largest crowd in Smoky Stadium history that was set earlier in the year was topped. 8,164 fans packed the place for Jimmy Buffett night. The Smokies sat in first place with 8 games to go, but dropped 7 of their final 8, finishing 4th in the North. 7 All-Stars originally were selected to represent the Smokies down in Pensacola. James Pugliese added to the mix, make that 8. Lastly, Jason Vossler was named the final Southern League Player of the Week in the first half. That's where we stand today, and you now know everything that we know and everything that you need to know, and it only took, not too much time. Well, when the first half ends, the records reset, as do the promotions. And we have some great ones coming up in the second half at Smokies Stadium.
America's favorite pastime is made of balls and strikes. Good fun in Tennessee all year long.
It's not only a Tennessee tradition, but also an American tradition. It's the tasty treat moon pie, and a few weeks back, they celebrated 100 years of existence right here at Smokies Stadium. The first 1,000 fans in attendance were given moon pies. The moon pie actually originated in Chattanooga, so it only made sense that they would come to town when we honored the delicious treat. Not only did the first 1,000 fans get moon pies, but there was also a moon pie eating contest. It was a fun day at the ballpark.
You're right, moon pies are Tennessee, they're southern, they're nostalgic. What happens is a lot of families have grown up, part of their story revolves around moon pie. And you have dads that grew up with their dads where they go to the general store, maybe after work, and they get their moon pie.
When we come back, guys, step into the cages with our very own Rally Ranger. It's our first Play Like a Park Ranger segment. Yeah, that's right, a little remix on our weekly Play Like a Pro lesson. That's coming up next on Bear Trax.
From right here in East Tennessee. this one's going to the stratosphere. Walk off.
We normally do our Play Like a Pro segment, but today he's an almost pro. This is our Park Ranger, the Rally Ranger, the team's #1 mascot, and formerly in the Montreal Expos organization. Talk about your baseball career, first of all, before you teach us some lessons.
Well, first of all, that's why Washington Nationals took up Montreal Expos, because the biggest mistake in Canadian history. So good for you, Washington Nationals. And what was the question again?
And the question was just kind of talk about your baseball career. What kind of hitter were you? What kind of player were you?
They were going all over the park, all over the wall. Like even the next city over, they had to put up warning signs about possible flying balls hitting them from the Rally Ranger.
In Double-A Johnsonville, Rally Ranger hit .476 with 19 home runs, but never got the call up to the big leagues due to a PED scandal. Can you comment on that?
Well, first of all, it was .477, and the drug test was just wrong. It's simple as that.
Well, you have a chance to prove yourself today, teach some of the kids how to play baseball. First of all, let's get this tee out of the way real quick. I've seen you've already taken some cuts in there. Step up to the plate and show me, first of all, how you stand, the width of, how you stand at the plate and your technique.
Well, first off, I like to do is I like to get this cord out of the way. Who does that in a batting cage? I like to plant my planter foot on the right, and I like to get a nice little motion here. And I'm just staring down that picture. I'm intimidating him. I'm like, bring it, bring your high heat. And I'm just ready to swing. That's kind of how it is right now.
Seems like you crowd the plate a little bit. You get hit a lot?
No, because then I'm going to charge him out. I'm going to beat him with the bat. Don't do that at home, kids.
When you're at home, you have a net, you have a bat, and you have the human body. Give us a lesson.
Well, first off, my body's pretty good. Second off, this net's going down because I'm mad at it for some reason. So what I like to do is pretend all this net is the ball. So all this net is the ball, and I like to just hit it. I just like to hit it. And why'd you leave me on Jesse? Why'd you leave me?
So a lot of these MLB players, especially Josh Hamilton, he's one that comes to mind, they have the big old leg hitches or the big leg kicks on their swing. Yours had to be the biggest in all of professional baseball. Although you never made it to the pros, I know it's a sensitive subject, but had you made it, easily the biggest leg kick. Show us yours, and why do you do it?
Well, first off, I do the biggest and the betterest of every hitch ever. First of all, they do it the wrong way. They kind of kick front. I like to go back like that, and it just brings up the power, and the ball just goes flying. You wouldn't believe it. It is the prettiest thing ever.
Baseball, like golf, they say contact is so key. You let the bat do the work, but you have a big, powerful approach. Why is that?
Because I don't trust the bat. I trust myself. Why would I trust the bat to hit the ball when I'm swinging the bat? It's simple as that, folks. Come on.
And one of the strangest things about you is most people like hitting it right here. Here, show me that bat. That's the sweet spot, right there on the bat, right on the barrel. You like hitting it out with your hands. Why do you like muscling it out like that?
Because more power is in this little section, and most of the power is coming from my hand, so why wouldn't I want it closer so I can make it go where I want, make it go as far as I want?
I just don't think that's true, and I think that maybe that's why
you're not a professional baseball player. I played baseball.
I've watched enough Play Like a Pro segments to know that this guy, he's not all there in the head. Charlie Walter with the Rally Ranger. Until next time, this has been our Play Like a Park Ranger segment.
As Willie Nelson said, we're on the road again. And this time we're on the west side of the state of Tennessee, the ballpark at Jackson, formerly known as Pringles Park. This stadium opened in 1998, but it still has all of the modern amenities that make going to baseball stadiums fun. Somehow it's become the oldest stadium in the league. This ballpark's a good place to watch baseball. You've got the stands that are close to the action. It also includes one of the biggest pavilions in all of the Southern League, and the clubhouses, which are located just past the left field wall, and maybe the tallest fence in the Southern League as well. We'll call that the Green Monster. I'm a huge fan of the Generals Club. This place is lush. You got the leather couches. It's a good place to watch the game. The Smokies play a lot of games here, and ironically, this was the Cubs' home stadium in Southern League Baseball before they moved to become the Smokies affiliate. Since then, they've had the Seattle Mariners, and now they're with the Arizona Diamondbacks. Smokies played 2 series here in Jackson so far in 2017, and they'll make one more trip later on this summer. Stay tuned to Bear Trax. We'll keep on looking at all those great ballparks around the Southern League, including a trip to Jacksonville coming up and also way down south in Biloxi.
I'm Dylan Maples, pitcher for the Tennessee Smokies, and you're watching Bear Trax on Fox 43.
It's great to be joined by Smokies hitting coach Jacob Cruz. 9 years in the major leagues, and now you're coaching with Tennessee, and I see that you've come up with something that has helped you teach young people how to do exactly what you did, the Line Drive Pro.
Yeah, it's 3 years in the making now. It's a training tool that teaches bat path, how to correct bat path. It's available for both baseball and softball hitters of all ages. It's a tool and it's a device that's being used at the major league level throughout the minor leagues, academies, and is currently being sold at Baseball Hitting Aid and at Dick's Sporting Goods stores.
So it's really cool. Show us how to use this.
Okay. What we're trying to do here is I'm trying to fire a ball right back up the middle. If I fire a ball back up the middle, basically I'm staying inside the ball, I'm staying behind the ball, and staying through the ball. Most players are going to foul or pull a ball to the pull side. That means that the barrel is coming in and out of the zone, not giving them a whole lot of time for contact. Some kids are going to lose the barrel. They're going to get long cast, drag. The ball's going to fire out to the opposite side or the open side. Ultimately, what you're trying to do is shoot a ball back up the middle with an upward trajectory to meet that pitch plane and teach yourself some feel of staying through the ball. Like I said, so when a hitter works across the zone that's in and out, what you're going to see is a ball that shoots to the pull side. When they do it correctly and the barrel is staying through the zone for an extended period of time, creating room for error in the swing, the ball's going to shoot right back up the middle.
Well, this really is incredible. How'd you come up with the idea?
Well, as a player, you see the success that certain players are having. I played with Manny Ramirez, Griffey, Barry Bonds, and you get to see what they do as a hitter. Ultimately, one of the absolutes of all hitting is the ability to keep the barrel working through the zone. The biggest one is being timing. If you have great timing, you're going to do great things as a hitter. But the second one is, in my opinion, is keeping that barrel in the zone. And what the great hitters are able to do is just that, keep the barrel working through the zone.
Not only minor leaguers and amateur players are using this, but even some major leaguers.
That's absolutely correct. Some of the guys at the big league level are using it. They're using it as a way of training beforehand, before batting practice. They get in there, they fire some balls, create feel of what they want their swing to feel like. Then they take it into batting practice. And so it's just a tool to supplement what they're trying to get out of their batting practice.
Oh, this is awesome. So what am I trying to do? I'm going to take a swing with this thing.
All right, I'm going to give you some instructions. What we're trying to do right now is you're trying to point the ball right at me when you start so that when you swing and you get to palm up, palm down, this ball's coming out like you hit a line drive. If you work across, the ball's going to fire this way. If you drag or lose the barrel, it's going to shoot that way. Ultimately, what you're trying to do is shoot the ball right back up the middle. Let's give it a shot.
Right.
Point the ball right at me. Have at it.
So I went too far that time.
We can do a little bit better on the swing.
Yeah.
So.
Try this way.
We're getting there.
Yeah, a little closer.
So what the ball is basically showing you is that you're getting to contact, and instead of working through the ball, you're getting to contact and working across. The ball's firing this way. The energy of my barrel and the speed of it is going that way. And what we actually are looking for is that barrel to impact that ball on the plane that the pitch is coming.
All right, so a lot of fun with Jacob Cruz. BaseballHittingAid.com. That's your website, and you can also get them at Dick's Sporting Goods.
That's correct. We're across the stores throughout the nation, so you'll find it several different places nowadays.
And he's also the Smokies hitting coach.
When we return, Mick Gillispie sits down with one of the newest Smokies. That's Dylan Maples, a relief arm that's become quite the dominant closer. Mick and Maples next on Bear Trax.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first annual Tennessee Smokies Hot Dog Eating Contest, brought to you by Elm Hill Hot Dogs and presented by Toyota Knoxville. Charlie Walter off to a into the wire again with 3 dogs for Charlie Walter. 5 dogs, Rally Ranger. 6 dogs, Rally Ranger. 7 dogs, Rally Ranger. 10 dogs, Rally Ranger. Look, is the 10-time Hot Dog Eating Contest champion. And he's, look, he goes after the big hot dog. Join us every Monday night at Smokies Stadium for Dollar Hot Dog Night, presented by Toyota Knoxville.
The best kept secret in North Knoxville, Legacy Point Apartments. Located just off Shad Road on Pleasant Ridge. 1, 2, and 3 bedroom apartments. They are pet friendly with access to a 24-hour state-of-the-art fitness center and saltwater pool with iconic mushroom fountain. Find out for yourself. Stop by and meet their friendly staff or visit them online at legacypointapartments.com.
My insurance rates are probably going to double.
But Dad, you've got...
Allstate. With accident forgiveness, they guarantee your rates won't go up just because of an accident.
Smart kid.
Indeed. Ask an Allstate agent about accident forgiveness. Are you in good hands?
Contact your local Allstate agent today. Get a hold of Dale Skidmore in Knoxville. You're in good hands with Allstate.
I'm Mick Gillispie, and it's great to be with Smokies reliever and one of the Cubs' top pitching prospects, Dylan Maples. First, it's so good to see you finally here. I remember when you were drafted, and it's a unique story because Cubs owner Tom Ricketts actually flew to North Carolina and came there to make sure that you signed those papers.
Yeah, it was a pretty unique experience. It's definitely good to feel wanted like that. So, yeah, at the time I probably didn't know what all that meant, all that exchange. But yeah, it was a unique experience, and I loved every minute of the draft process. So yeah.
You were drafted like in the 14th round, but yeah. I think to the Cubs they felt like you were more of a first rounder. That in those days that was the last non-slotted draft. That they could take someone that they felt like had first round talent with a 14th round selection and then, entice them to come and play. Pro ball didn't get off to the start that you had hoped for and anticipated, and now this year everything's coming together. Take me through the process of getting to on the field where you knew you could be when you signed to play with the Cubs way back in 2011.
So, like we were talking about earlier, a day-by-day guy. I've realized that finally, just day by day. And like I was telling you, I don't even know who we're playing next series. I just know if it's a road trip, that's about all I know. I barely know what time stretch is, so I try to get here an hour 30 before. I would like to keep a real consistent routine, but yeah, that's just been my thing this year, just day by day. I've learned that throughout my career. Don't look too far ahead, don't look in the past, and yeah, so that's kind of been
right. And then try to pay attention to what you've learned along the way too, where you're maybe more focused on getting a batter out and being in that situation instead of thinking, oh, I'm going to play for the Cubs next week.
No, see, that's what I'm talking about. That's looking way too far. I'm focused on that pitch. If I hit that guy, okay, it took me a long time to realize that if I walk somebody, it's not the end of the world. It's not going to hit the fan right there. Okay, I can control this next batter. And it's a completely new batter, too, completely new pitch. And adding the slider has been a game changer for me because now I have my fastball, and I have my curveball, and I have my slider. And it's really, okay, rarely I'm going to have all three of those working. And before it was just a 2-pitch rodeo. And most of the time I would go out there and one or the other pitch would be on or off. Both of them would be off. And it was a tough day. I was just out there competing. And this year it's been a lot better with adding the third pitch. And I obviously have a lot better feel for my pitches this year. But yeah, the slider's been a big pitch for me.
You say you've had some injuries over the years. This year has been great because you've been able to stay healthy. Do you feel like that may be why the progress was a little slower than you would have liked?
Yeah, I tell people this too all the time. You don't learn stuff in the training room. And I mean, yeah, you'll learn how to, weightlifting stuff and how to take care of your body, but you're not learning baseball stuff. You're not out there competing, and that's important. That's how you get to the big leagues. That's how you make your money, is competing against those guys. You get kind of out of that funk. You do your rehab throwing. Hey, how do you feel today? Oh, I feel this. Okay, good. Well, that catch is completely different from this catch we played. This catch is like, okay, am I executing my pitches? Am I feeling my pitches? And so it's just completely different ends of the spectrum.
That's all we have for you today. Same place, same time next week, 11 o'clock on Fox 43. Set your DVRs. One thing will be different. That's the Tennessee Smokies stories we have to get to. If you can't get enough of this show, visit our YouTube page. Type in Tennessee Smokies Baseball. There you can find past episodes of these shows, but not only that, you can find really anything Tennessee Smokies baseball related. Till next time, so long.
Smokies fans, have a group outing coming up? Well, then be sure to check out the Clubhouse presented by Floor and Decor for your next group outing. Enjoy a complimentary buffet provided by Calhoun's, access to a private full-service bar with flat-screen TVs, and watch your Smokies from the best view in the stadium. This is the perfect place to host your next party or corporate event. Just call the sales office at 865-286-2300 for more details about the Clubhouse presented by Floor and Decor.